Very warm welcome to Arihant Online Academy, and here it is a solution part 4 for NTA UGC NET December 2019 CS paper 2. And guys, we have discussed the first 15 questions in our part 1, 2 and 3 respectively, and their link is also mentioned in the description section. So guys, do watch them also so that you can get the complete knowledge of the paper 2019's, and you can get the pace up with the previous year's questions as well, right? So guys, let's just get start with the question number 16 here. The question is, a network with bandwidth of 10 mbps can pass only average of 12,000 frames per minute, with each frame carrying an average of 10,000 bits. What is the throughput of this network? So in this question we have been asked that the throughput of the network, right? So before discussing throughput, let's just get understand the concept of it. Suppose it is my link and this is the bandwidth. So the bandwidth is given to me is 10 mbps, right? And 10 mbps is the bandwidth, right? It is bandwidth of my network. So we just need to understand that what exactly is throughput. So out of this bandwidth, what percent of data I can send, means how efficiently I can use this efficiency. This is called as throughput. How efficiently I can use this is called as throughput. So here in this question, if I will try to answer, then throughput is nothing but here 12,000 frames per minute I can send throughout this bandwidth. So 12,000 frames per minute. Okay, but per minute, but all the answers are given into the seconds, so I need to convert it into the second. So for that I need to divide it with 60, and each frame is carrying average of 10,000 bits, so I further need to multiply it with 10,000. Now need to cancellation is here, 6 2 ja 12. So here I am getting 2 into 10 to the power 6 bits per second. I am getting 2 into 10 to the power 6 bits per second. So it is my throughput. So options B is the right answer. So actually this question were also asked in NET 2016 and again repeated in December 2019. So in the best thing about the UGC NET is that the question they repeat many times questions without changing the data. It is the same one of that same question, right? So I hope the complete concept of this question is understood by you and you really like the lecture series from our side as well. So this was the question 16 that were asked in UGC NET 2016, right? And guys, if they will ask efficiency, suppose they are asking efficiency, suppose in next year they are asking what is the efficiency of this, then how will you answer? So you can directly answer that the complete bandwidth is 10 mbps. Out of 10 mbps we are only able to use 2 into 10 to the power 6, means we are only able to use 2 mbps. We are only able to use 2 mbps. So how efficiently we are using, isn't it? So 2 divide by 10, multiply it with 100, get cancelled it 20%. Efficiency is 20%. So if next time they will ask efficiency, then don't get confused with that. Just divide the usable bandwidth out of complete bandwidth, means we are only able to use this much bandwidth out of total, so it is called as efficiency. But the throughput is this one which we are able to use, and efficiencies we need to compare it with the complete bandwidth. So don't get confused if they will ask efficiency, right? The next question is, consider the following language families. So here L1 is given to us as a CFL, context free language. I am writing it as a CFL. L2 is given as a context sensitive language, means CSL. And L3 is given as recursively enumerable language, that is REL. And L4 is given as a recursive language, that means RL. I am writing in a short form. And this question is asked from compiler design, and the concept is Chomsky's hierarchy. Chomsky's hierarchy, right? So if you really want to get this topic, then the link is also mentioned in the links of important lectures, so you can visit the complete lecture of the Chomsky's hierarchy, so that next time if they will ask some questions from this, then you can't miss them, right? Now here is a need to answer this question. So the first is regular languages are there. Regular languages are there. Then after that, context free languages are there. After that, context sensitive languages are there. And after that, recursive languages are there. And after that, recursively innumerable languages are there. So here if I need to answer this, then CFL is L1. So L1 is subset of context sensitive language. L1 is subset of L2 because L2 is CSL. And context sensitive language is subset of, further they are subset of recursive languages. So L4 is there, and recursive language is subset of REL. So REL is L3. Right. So L1 is subset of L2, it is subset of L4, and it is subset of L3. So option 3 is the right answer. So you can get the complete answer by using Chomsky's hierarchy, right? Now the next question is from semaphores, directly from the operating systems concept, and it is very easier question. So guys, before solving this question, I am just requesting you to guys please like this video, and guys please put your comments so that I can get at least response from you that you are really liking or not, because I am getting views are getting, but I am not getting that much comments and like. So please guys do like and do comment, and if you have further kind of queries or doubts as well, so that you can comment them as well. I will try to solve your doubts and queries as early as possible. So guys, I will get at least response so that I can try for the next 80 questions after this video, and I will try to give you complete solutions of the 100 questions, right? So I just need the response from you that whether you are liking or not, right? The next one is a counting semaphore is initialized to 8. So initially our semaphore is initialized to 8. Three wait operations are there. So you know that in semaphores wait operation is nothing but we need to decrement it with the 1. We need to decrement it with the 1. So one decrement is there. So after it I need to go to 7. It is my wait 1, and wait 1 operation. After that wait 2 operation is there, so it will further get to 6, and again wait 3 operation is there, so it will make my semaphore count to 5, right? After that 4 signal operations are there. So signal operations are nothing but they will increment my semaphore count to 1. So 4 signal, right? So after 5 plus 1, so it is a signal 1. After the, so it now my count is 6. Again signal 2, so my count is now 7. Again plus 1 means signal 3, it will make my count 8, and again plus 1, so it will make my count signal 4, and on signal 4 my count is again 9. So answer is D, fourth. The next question is Java Virtual Machines, that is JVM, is used to execute architectural neutral bytecode. Which of the following is needed by the JVM for the execution of Java code? So for execution of Java code, I need class loader. Class loader is a important thing, and I need there to execute that, as well as I also need Java interpreter. Java interpreter means I need Java loader and Java interpreter, right? B is the correct answer. The next question is to concurrent executing transactions T1 and T2 are allowed to update some stock item, say A, in an uncontrolled manner. In such scenario, following problem may occur: dirty read problem, lost update problem, transaction failure, or inconsistent database. Which of the following option is correct if database system has no concurrency module and allows concurrent execution of the above two transactions? So basically guys, it is from DBMS subject, and topic here is deadlock. So it is very important topic, and every year 1 to 2 questions they may ask from here, or they may ask from normal forms. In from DBMS they may ask from normal forms, right? So the link of normal forms are given into the description section, and I will also try to make important lectures on deadlocks, so that every year they ask 1 to 2 questions, because in DBMS they ask 10 to 12 marks questions every year, and out of that deadlock is every year deadlock is there. So I will really want to make a deadlock topic for you. So guys, please show your response there, right? Now question here is, which of the following is correct if database has no concurrency module and allows concurrent execution? So guys, uncontrolled manner is there. So from their side, dirty read problem may occur, lost update problem may occur, and inconsistent database state may occur, but transaction failure may not be there because we are just have no concurrency module and we are allowing concurrent execution. So transaction failure is not that case, right? So only 1, 2 and 4. So option D is the correct answers, right? So here we have completed the 20 questions for the NTA UGC NET 2019. And guys, you really want to remaining 80 questions, then do comment, show your response, so I will get at least one kind of motivation to make the remaining question solutions for you. Have a very nice day, and if you any kind of doubts or queries from these lectures, and if any kind of suggestions, do comment. I will try to respond them as early as possible. Have a very nice day guys. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.